Y'all really seem to enjoy when I rebuilt the worst team in Madden 20. So today, we are once again gonna do a throwback to rebuild the worst team in Madden 21, the New York Jets, at a 76 overall. And over the next 5 years, we are gonna see if we can save this team that all these years later still has not found any success. And not only are we gonna try to fix this team, we are gonna try to make this the best roster in the NFL. So this should be a ton of fun, but super quick. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you want to see me do this again, but in a different game. I'm thinking an older one this time. And if we can hit just 2,000 likes on this video, it'll let me know y'all want to see that. Sounds stupid, but leaving a like really does help out the channel. I would appreciate it. And let me know down in the comments which game I should throw back to next. I'll just do it how I've been doing it. Whichever one has the most comments, I will do. So either Madden 17, 18, 19, whatever. I'll count them up. But be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We are unbelievably close to 60,000 subscribers. So if you want to be an OG of the channel for when we inevitably hit 10 million subscribers, definitely, then be sure to subscribe because all I do are rebuilds. And very last thing, you know what? I wasn't going to do a shout out, but I'll say shout out to Ninja Dude for the suggestion of this video. I think they were the first to suggest it. But without further ado, let's get into rebuilding this team. And if you couldn't tell, I moved some of the dev traits around as I did in the last one. It didn't seem like that annoyed too many people, so I'm gonna do it again. I kept the same amount of dev traits this team had. I just wanted to move them to more realistic players that actually became decent, or good in some cases. Like they have Bryce Huff, Frankie Louvu, Quinnen Williams only had star, and I took some dev traits away from players like Mekhi Becton, who never really became good. Jamison Crowder had superstar, but he really started to slow down, so I tried to make the dev traits a little more realistic. And the big question here is, can we save the career of Sam Darnold? He's looking very pale. Must have had mono or something when they took that picture. I don't know. I mean, it's not a picture, but you know what I mean. So we will have to see if we can save his career or what quarterback we can draft. And I might be able to use real-life draft classes here, so we'll find out. But without further ado, let's get to the mid-season point, and we will see how this team does, with no help from me yet. Okay, we are 2-6 at the mid-season, about as well as we should be doing, maybe even worse. Or no, we should maybe even be doing worse than 2-6. We're coming off a 41-17 loss to the Chiefs, so that's great. You know, this is where I would normally bench players who are underperforming, but we deserve to be doing bad. But Frank Gore? Like 80-year-old Frank Gore? How old was he? 37 even at the time. 450 yards, 4.6 yards per carry. Really? Do not remember him being good in this game. I thought that was going to be our biggest downfall this year. He's probably our best player so far. Ooh, the tackles are really, really, really horrible. Just the whole line. Other than, of course, like our lowest overall in Pat Elfline. And we're actually getting a decent amount of sacks, more than I expect. So hey, some things are really bad, others are pretty great. If we can fix the bad things, I mean, that's how it should work, but nothing's consistent in this game, so we'll see. But we have some re-signings already. So Marcus May, the Jets obviously let him go to the Saints, and he really fell off after they let him go. He had, I think, star dev. I took it away because he never really grew past this. I wanted to give it to another player that actually did turn out to be good. That's kind of what I did with the dev traits if you didn't understand. I feel like I explained it well. I don't know. But he really isn't that expensive. 4 years, 30 mil? Sure, he takes it. Brian Poole, I forgot the Jets even had Brian Poole. I kind of forgot Brian Poole existed. 3 years, 24, cool. And then Frank Gore, I'm glad he's doing well. He's gonna be 38 and he's gonna regress to like a 65 overall. So, or he's gonna retire. So I think I'm good. We have some interesting players here. This is a weird team. Bradley McDougald, one of my favorite Seahawks players ever. I don't know why, don't ask. Brashad Perriman, I thought he was on the Bucks at this time. I don't know. But let's see. I definitely want Frankie Louvu back. We'll overpay him actually, because I do think he is going to be good. We'll go 3 years, 18. He obviously takes it. And then everybody else, I think we're good. Maybe we'll re-sign Chase McLaughlin, but I don't think he'll develop that much. So that's a lot of players to already have to worry about. I guess not a crazy amount, but a few starters. But let's get to the end of year one, and I'm excited for this draft. Just to let y'all know, I had to create this draft class. I don't even want to tell you how long that took me. I thought I had a 2021 draft class. I didn't. I don't know why I thought I did, but I didn't. So let's get to it, and it should be interesting. Well, we'll get to the offseason first, then the draft. But we actually finish 6-10 with the worst roster in the league. We'll take it. I kind of wish we did the worst worst out of any team. But to be fair, I gotta think, because a lot of the early picks in the 2021 draft were obviously quarterbacks, which we might do still, but we have so many problems. I don't think this would be a good spot to throw a Trevor Lawrence or I guess even Justin Fields, which we still maybe could do, but I think for this draft, we should worry about everything else, and then next year we'll get a Madden-generated quarterback. I mean, I don't know if we really have much other choice. I think all the good quarterbacks will be gone by the time we pick. We'll see. But for season stats, Sam Darnold honestly wasn't that bad. 3,900 yards, 24 touchdowns, 10 picks. Not a great completion percentage, but pretty good stats. Way better than anything he ever did with the Jets. And then Frank Gore came back down to earth a little bit. 800 yards, only 3.9 per carry. Not amazing, but almost 1,000 yards for Jamison Crowder, 8 touchdowns. 800 yards for Denzel Mims. I never really even mentioned him, but we do have Denzel Mims. We could try to save him. He still is only 23 here. Didn't love that pick when they made it, and I was right. Well, I thought it was fine. I thought it was crazy people wanted him in the first round, but the blocking wasn't great. Mekhi Becton, despite being like an 80-something overall, an 83, allowed 16 sacks. I'm glad overall matters so much in this game. George Fant was terrible. Connor McGovern was terrible. Alex Lewis was bad. Pat Elflein, a 72 overall, was our best lineman in terms of pass blocking. All right. We had lots of tackles, lots of TFLs, 16 for John Franklin Myers, and sacks. 7 for Frankie Louvu already. 6.5 for Quinnen Williams, 4.5 for John Franklin Myers and Bryce Huff. I didn't even know these two were our starters. I guess they were because we didn't really have anyone else that was very good there. But for interceptions, 4 for Mosley, 3 for Poole and Austin, 2 for Cashman. Again, didn't know he got that much playing time, but I'm glad he did. And then even an interception for Bryce Huff. Interesting. But MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Cam Newton on the Patriots at number 2. That's something. He definitely didn't necessarily play like an MVP for the Patriots. And Defensive Player of the Year goes to CJ Mosley. I mean, I know he had good picks. I guess he did have some pretty good stats. We'll go back over it. Ooh, whoa, interesting players up here. Devin Bush, Carl Joseph, Jayon Brown, Nick Kwiatkowski, Kenneth Murray, Avery Williamson. It's all linebackers who stopped being good around this time or never became good. All right, sure. But Offensive Rookie of the Year for the AFC goes to Justin Herbert. Would we have anyone up here? Denzel Mims, all the way down at 9, but at least he was up there. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Kenneth Murray, another Charger. Bryce Huff at 6, Bryce Hall at 9. Oh, God. This was the time where they had like Bryce Hall, Bryce Huff. I guess this was before Breece Hall, thankfully. And this was before Michael Carter and Michael Carter 2, and before it was the most confusing team in the NFL for a year. But let's get into the offseason here, and let's see if we want to do anything in free agency. And in the Super Bowl, that one hurts, the Browns beat the Seahawks 28-0. First of all, that's an interesting Super Bowl. Second of all, that's disrespectful. What a weird game Madden is. But for re-signings, I think we're probably good on mostly everyone here. Pat Elflein was fine. 2 years, 10 mil, sure. I don't know why he did well, but I feel like even a 72 overall was kind of generous for how he was. Also, Joe Flacco regressed 7 overall. I hate how much quarterbacks regressed in this game. Like, it's not realistic. That's just like provably untrue. He was better this year in real life, like 4 years later than this point, and he regressed down to a 63. That's the main thing I didn't like about these games, is the regression was insanely tough. Just way too extreme. So we'll let him go, obviously, but let's see if there are any good free agents. Hopefully linemen. Oh, well, ask and you shall receive. Oh, what an interesting free agent class. We have old man Phillip Rivers here, Jameis Winston, Mitch Trubisky. Don't think I'm going to be signing any of them. I am maybe thinking about a running back. Was this the year the Jets signed Le'Veon Bell? No, it was a few years before that, right? I am worried about our running back group, though. I might sign one of these mid-running backs. You know what? Gus Edwards. I don't want to sign you for 5 years. How about 2? Well, that's a throwback. I completely forgot about Trey Burton. We could sign Gronk, though. I mean, he's 32, so that wouldn't really help rebuilding this team, but it might be fun. But I'll look through here and we'll see what we want to do. Oh yeah, I also realized I forgot to check CJ Mosley's stats. Whatever. I don't know if I care still. Go back in the video if you want to see them. I looked at them at one point. But these are the players we are gonna go for in free agency. We are going hard the first year. We're trying to sign the 2 best players in free agency in Trent Williams and Marcus Williams. We're adding even more of the same last names to Williams, so this team is going to be really, really confusing. But we're also going to go for Gus Edwards. I think I showed that. And then Joey Sly, super exciting. We do have a lead for all these players. I can't remember if this was one of the games where you had to have a lead and you guaranteed would get them, or if it was just kind of random. But I guess we'll find out. Let's get to the next week and we will see if we get those players. We don't. We get all of them except the player I wanted the most in Trent Williams. We get Marcus Williams, Joey Sly, and Gus Edwards. We don't get the tackle that we desperately needed, so this team still sucks. Let's get to the draft. But we have the 5th-year option for Sam Darnold, actually. I mean, he wasn't bad this year. You know what? I mean, his stats weren't bad, but I feel like he still was bad, just because every quarterback's good in Madden. We won't pick it up. We might re-sign him, maybe, to a cheap deal, but we'll see. Also, I love how it does this. I did not put, who is this? Xavier Valladay? Is that his name? I don't know why it censored his name. I didn't put him there, but he doesn't show up here. Like, I don't know how to get rid of him. He's just stuck. Also, these are the overalls. I shouldn't show that, but whatever. So I don't know how to get rid of him at the top of the board, but hopefully he doesn't actually get picked early. I guess we'll find out. Ooh, I just thought of something controversial we could do. We'll see. I might do it. No promises. But here in the draft, the Vikings pick at #1. Are any of these picks even remotely close to what happened in real life this year? I know the Jags had the #1 pick, right? The Jets were #2. #3 ended up being the 49ers, but I don't remember who they traded up with. Where do we pick? #8? That's tough. I don't know if any of the quarterbacks are going to be available there, except one. So let's see. We're not going to trade up or anything. I guess we could. We could. I think we have 2 first-round picks this year, but we have so many problems with this team. We're not in a position to trade up necessarily. So let's just get to pick 8. Micah Parsons goes to the Giants, 1 pick before us. Ooh, and we have some interesting players still here. This was such a good draft class, but I'm definitely thinking O-line here. There are 2 great tackles, Rashawn Slater and Christian Darrisaw. Also, ignore the projected rounds. I just kind of put them mostly in order of where they went and didn't worry about the projections or the actual spots they got taken. We could also go Elijah Vera Tucker. Seems a little early for that, though. So I think we're gonna go Christian Darrisaw. Probably the best tackle in this class, I think. One of the best tackles in the league, and tackle is a desperate need for us. So sounds like a no-brainer to me. Not the most exciting pick. I mean, we could go Justin Fields if we really wanted to. I mean, we could even go Mac Jones. I do worry about the same thing that happened with him in real life happening here, where he started off his career pretty good and then got ruined by whatever the hell the Patriots were doing around that time. So I think we'll just go with the really good player in Christian Darrisaw. I don't know why he's so fast here, but 77 overall, hidden dev. I know what his dev trait is. I'm sure you could guess it. I'll change his college. Some of the colleges I didn't have time to change. I just downloaded a 2021 draft class and realized it was like preseason rankings. So there were some weird players and players that didn't even get drafted in 2021. It took me forever to change. I'll say that again. I want to get that point across. But we pick at 31, unfortunately. That's one of the Jamal Adams picks. I think the first of 2, or is this the second of 2? I don't know. But here, okay, this would be pretty unrealistic, but Justin Fields is still available. Obviously unrealistic because he went, what, number 11, 10? I don't remember where he got picked, but a lot higher than 31. But we're gonna assume every team here is operating off of what we know now. Do we take Justin Fields? I mean, we have to, right? What else would we do here? I mean, we could go with a receiver like, I guess Nico Collins. I don't want to go with Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's too good. So yeah, you know what? Justin Fields, I think I predicted the Jets to take him at the time, or maybe the Falcons. I don't know. Oh, I gotta find that old mock draft. Like the first ever football video I did was like a 2021 mock draft. I don't remember what channel I put that on. I want to find it though, because I don't think I got a single pick right. It is great, but we are gonna take him here. Hidden dev, 71 overall. We'll see if we can get something from him, and if not, at least it was only a late first round pick. But round 2, Zach Wilson and Trey Lance Lance are still available. I should have given Zach Wilson a dev trait. I didn't, though, because I still think he could be a good player, and I think he could have been if not taken by the Jets. Kind of the same deal with Trey Lance. I know the 49ers are good, but he was not a good scheme fit there. I'm kind of struggling with this pick. I want to take someone who isn't too good, but I don't want to just take a horrible player here. Let's go with Paulson Adebo. For some reason, he's listed as a slot, but that makes him a scheme fit, so I won't complain. I also didn't intentionally pick him there. I just tabbed back into the game and it picked him for me, but hey, at least I was going to take him anyways. If I wasn't, I would have been mad. Trey Lance finally went to the Giants. We'll have to see where Zach Wilson went too. I'm interested to see. But last pick I'm going to show for this year, Amon-Ra St. Brown is still staring at me. I'm surprised he hasn't been picked yet. I mean, usually if there is a player who's too good to, you know, still be available, they do get taken early, but not him. You know what? Definitely a reach, but I don't feel like just taking great picks, and I guess this isn't too bad of a reach. Let's go with Rondale Moore. That's fun. I thought he would be a good player. He hasn't been. We'll take him. I think we've only picked hidden devs. I gave almost everybody in this class a hidden dev unless they actually like were horrible or just aren't on a team right now, like never really stuck around. So we're definitely not the only team that got straight hidden devs, I'll say that. But only a 68 overall, so whatever. Overall though, really good draft. And we're already gonna have a quarterback controversy on our hands. We'll see what we want to do there. I'm gonna pick until Amon-Ra St. Brown goes because I don't want the CPU to pick him, but I won't show him. But we got pretty lucky with what the CPU decided to do. So my last pick was Brevin Jordan, which was a decent pick. I mean, he was a third round talent here. Took him late third. But the CPU took Malcolm Kuntz, who had a good year for the Raiders, so I made him a decent overall with hidden dev. And the CPU also took Quinn Miners, who was for some reason still available round 5. This was maybe the best draft class of all time. I didn't really intend for it to be that way, but hey, that wasn't totally my doing. Oh, whoa. Okay, well, let's check out some of the interesting stuff that happened. So the number 1 pick was Kyle Pitts, who went to the Vikings. That's fun. Jamar Chase went to the Cardinals. Definitely looks like Jamar Chase. Really realistic face there. Trevor Lawrence went to the Steelers at number 3. Penei Sewell to the Dolphins at number 4. They definitely could use him. Pat Surtain at number 5 to the Raiders. J.C. Horn to the Jags. Micah Parsons, of course, to the Giants. We took Christian Darrisaw. Rashawn Slater went right after to the Panthers. Jalen Waddle to the Falcons. There's some weird stuff going on here. This order is interesting. Devontae Smith fell all the way down to 13. Kadarius Toney got picked at number 16. All right. Ooh, Peyton Turner was even more of a reach here to the Bears. So teams don't really go off of who's actually good. It looks like they just go off of who's projected to go where, which is kind of unfortunate. But of course, Mac Jones to the Saints, and let's see where some of the other quarterbacks landed. So Zach Wilson went to the Vikings in round 3. I kind of like that. I mean, that's kind of like this is going to sound disrespectful, but that's kind of like them picking J.J. McCarthy, just a high upside developmental quarterback, but instead of at number 10, they picked him in the, 3rd round. I still have the take that Zach Wilson might have been decent if he hadn't ended up on the Jets. I don't know. But of course, Trey Lance went to the Giants, Kyle Trask to the Titans, Davis Mills to the Panthers. It looks like Najee went to the Broncos, JOK to the Cardinals, Greg Rousseau to the Jags. They had a good draft. Travis Etienne to the Lions, Creed Humphrey to the Falcons, also a very good draft for them. Amon-Ra St. Brown also went to the Jaguars. I don't know why I only have them at a 74. I don't know if I changed that, but I gave him X Factor, obviously, so should be good. But let's get into year 2, and this team is a lot more interesting now. But here's a look at the team heading into year 2. We are looking good. I mean, well, I wouldn't say good, but better, hopefully. I also signed Kendrick Bourne, who was just a free agent. There were a ton of pretty good free agent receivers just sitting. I don't know if there are any more. Ooh, Rob Gronkowski, D Ford. There's some interesting players still. Oh, and yeah, all the receivers are still left, or at least some of them. I don't know if I'm going to sign anyone else. Earl Thomas. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to sign anyone else. There are still some interesting players, though. But yeah, so I signed Kendrick Bourne. He'll start. I definitely like Denzel Mims more as our 3 than our 2 for now, at least. And you know what? I think we are going to start Justin Fields. Also doesn't really look like Justin Fields, but I don't know if there is an accurate face for him. Faces in this game are not great. They all look a little emotionless. I don't know if that's the right word, but they don't look real. They look like the face you see in the corner when you take, one too many Benadryl or something. Both of these guys were really good in the preseason, though. Honestly, Sam Darnold was better, but I still want to start Justin Fields so he has a chance to become a good player. I don't know how our offense is only a 72 72 though. I mean, we don't even really have any players that are a 72 or lower other than, I guess, Fields, Elfline, and Miners are a 72. So I don't know. But the defense is very good. 80 overall, very good safeties, really good D-line. The edge rushers are maybe a little questionable, but we'll see. But let's get to the midseason point, and we will see how this team does. Probably worse than last year somehow. Okay, we are thankfully not worse than last year. We are 4-3 to start out. Now, I got a little worried after the first game because we started out, we started out losing 17-31 to the Saints and then 7-31 to the Patriots. Apparently 31 was our unlucky number. I don't know. I also should be spending coach points. I'm just not used to it. But yeah, we started off rough through the first 2 games, but we have bounced back in a big way, honestly. To go from those 2 games to 4-3 is kind of crazy. But we once again have some re-signings, and I already saw some of them. So we have Jamison Crowder, John Franklin Myers, let's see, Sam Darnold's here. I guess Christopher Herndon is a starter. I'm probably good though on both of those guys. Also, a couple of the free agents we signed. Nothing too crazy actually, but a few pretty important players. I do want Jamison Crowder back. Do I? He's gonna start regressing really soon. I would like him as our number 2 receiver. As our number 1, I feel like we could do better. We'll see. If he was like 26 still, then I would re-sign him, but by the time he needs his next contract, he's gonna be like a 76 or something. But John Franklin Myers I do want back. We'll go, you know what, let's go 4 years. 4 years, 40.6, he takes it. Fado Kasi, he isn't too expensive. 2 years, 12, he takes it. And then Darnold, we're probably good. Herndon, we're probably good. Oh, and we have a weekly award apparently. Justin Fields, whoa. 26 for 34, whatever percentage that comes out to, like, I don't know, probably around 70 something. I'm horrible with percentages. I don't know. No, it's probably higher than 70. I don't know. Whatever. 400 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, no picks. Only 3 carries for 19 yards, but the passing was very, very good. Let's see, did we get any others? Justin Fields, week 3, very similar stat line, but with 48 attempts. And Marcus Williams, week 1, 8 tackles, a sack, and a pick. We've been pretty good. But all right, let's get to the end of the year. And can we already make the playoffs with what was the worst team in the league and is probably still the lowest overall team in the league? We'll see. Okay, we did not make the playoffs. We finished 5-11. We won 1 more game after the midseason. Oh, that's rough. Justin Fields was okay. 4,300 yards, that's really good. 25 touchdowns, that's good. 17 interceptions isn't fantastic. To be fair, he got sacked 47 times behind a pretty good offensive line. I mean, it definitely isn't great, but shouldn't have been that bad. Gus Edwards really sucked. 600 yards, 3.6 per carry. Really? 12 touchdowns. Almost 1,300 yards for Jamison Crowder, 950 for Bourne, over 700 yards for Herndon. Was there a single realistic stat line on the team? Just one. I'm sure the blocking will be realistic. Yeah, 14 sacks allowed. Christian Darrisaw, that's awesome. 10 for Becton, 7 for Miners. I benched McGovern at the midseason for Alex Lewis and that, or no, did I do that? What did I do? Why did he play 700 snaps? No, I guess that's about right. I don't know. Either way, I benched McGovern, put in Lewis, that worked. Elfline was our best blocker once again. Go figure. And then CJ Mosley, 125 tackles, TFLs 12 for John Franklin Myers, and sacks. 8 for Quinnen Williams, 6 for Frankie Louvu, 5 for Blake Cashman. Only 3 for Bryce Huff, though. Okay, we're probably gonna need a pass rusher. But interceptions, 2 for Brian Poole, and then 1 for a few players, including John Franklin Myers. That was the most Madden stat line I have maybe ever seen in my life. That's up there. Speaking of Madden, MVP goes to Matt Ryan on the 6-10 Falcons at an 80 overall. Okay. Nick Foles up there for the Bears. Mahomes wins Offensive Player of the Year for the AFC. Oh yeah, this was the time where it was only quarterbacks for Offensive Player of the Year for some reason. Oh yeah, Colin Kaepernick was in the game. That's interesting. They gave him a very generous like 81 overall or something. But no way, Defensive Player of the Year went to an off-ball linebacker again. Shocking. The top 3 were off-ball linebackers. But CJ Mosley at number 10. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Justin Fields? Really? I mean, he threw a lot of interceptions. But hey, we'll take that. That's huge. Trey Sermon up there on the Bengals. The Jags also got Chuba Hubbard. The Jags are going to be scary. Actually, they probably won't be because they'll have a good overall team, so they'll go 8-9 every year, or 8-8, I guess. And speaking of the Jags, they do get Defensive Rookie of the Year with J.C. Horn. Interesting. Also, Greg Rousseau up there for them. I don't know who this was supposed to be, so I just just left him. His full name is censored. I was thinking like Willie Gay or something, but that's way too long to be Willie Gay. I genuinely have no idea who that could be. Probably someone that didn't even get taken in the 2021 draft and was a different year. I don't know. But we should have a better draft pick this year. It's not going to be realistic players, but we still have some issues with this team, clearly. So let's see what we can do. But these Super Bowls, man, the Saints beat the Texans 24-14. That's something. But who do we want to re-sign here? You know, if we can get Jamison Crowder somehow on like I don't think he would take one. I would be okay-ish with a 2-year deal. I would prefer a 1-year deal. We'll offer him a 1-year deal. If he doesn't take it, then yeah, that's fine. But Berrios, we're good. All these players were good. I mean, to be fair, Sam Darnold played better last year, or I guess 2 years ago, than Justin Fields just did this last year. I mean, it was close though, but I'd rather, you know, just keep Justin Fields for about the same level of play than pay Sam Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold isn't that expensive for a quarterback, but I'm good. I'll pass. Everyone else here, I mean, we could re-sign Kendrick Bourne, but we'll let all these players go. So let's get into free agency. We still need to fix this offensive line, but I don't know how to. So we'll see what we can do. Wow, this receiving core is terrible now. Okay, we need at least 1 or 2 receivers. But thankfully, it looks like it is a good free agent class. Really good. Baker Mayfield is here without any offers. He isn't very expensive either. Do we give up on the Justin Fields project already? I mean, I think he'll be good, but Baker isn't very expensive and he's an 89 overall. I don't know. Also, Tom Brady's here. I just kind of like brushed past that for some reason. But we are once again gonna go for a pretty big free agent class. We're really gonna run out of money, and I realize that, but I want to make this team good if we're gonna run out of money. You know what I'm saying? Chris Barnes is an 83 overall here. Damn, why? I mean, I know he's developed, but what was his overall before? I don't know. But we are gonna go for Jair Alexander as our big free agent signing. Nobody's interested. Teams just weren't interested in really expensive players for some reason, but they're really really interested in Mitchell Schwartz, who's 33. Didn't he retire before now? I don't know. They're also really interested. They're interested in all the old offensive linemen, which I get. Linemen are linemen, but still, that's interesting. So we'll take the, you know, 25 overall, 98, or no, 25-year-old, 98 overall corner if we have to. We'll also go for Nyheim Hines. We really don't have a receiving back. Maybe Nyheim Hines won't play well, but I don't know. Gus Edwards was horrible, so we'll try something else. We'll go for Michael Gallup. I mean, this is pre-injury Michael Gallup. He just retired like a few days ago, so we'll try to bring him in here, try to, you know, save his career. And David Njoku, we'll also try to sign him. We could also try to draft a tight end, I guess, but like we'll just sign a good one. I don't want to worry about trying to develop a player on this offense. I just want to make it good now. So let's see if we can sign any of these players. Hopefully all of them, but we'll see. We do get all 4. That's huge. So now we are up to an 84 overall from like a 77 last year. But let's get to the draft and we will see what we want to do. I don't even know what we can do. I mean, we'll just draft some linemen probably, maybe another receiver, definitely another receiver, and a pass rusher, and then we'll probably call it a day. We'll see. But all right, we pick at number 5 this year. The 49ers have the number 1 pick. All right. It's weird to not see real players after so much time looking at real players. I know what I want to do here. I just don't know who I want to take. Let's see. I want a power rusher. Unfortunately, there really isn't one left. Oh, wait, maybe there is. Okay, there's Johnny Gates, who's a late first-round talent. Obviously, we're not going to take him here. And he's like the only one, so I guess we're not taking one. Well, we do have a late first, actually. I think that's our last pick from the Jamal Adams trade. What do we want to do, though? We could go with the receiver. There is, I mean, we're obviously not going to take him here, but Juan Witherspoon looks good. Really, I don't think there's anyone worth taking here for us, though. So I think we're going to trade back. Not that we necessarily need more draft picks, but like, what else am I going to do? I guess we could go with a corner, though. There is Sharif Cosby, who's a first-round talent, or early first, I should say. You know, we could take him, but like, we really don't need more defense. I don't even know where he would play. I mean, he would probably start, but that would make, you know, the Paulson Adebo pick worthless. I might trade this all the way out of the first round, because really our big needs: receiver, there just isn't one. Offensive line, there is a good one, but mid-round 2. Pass rusher, I don't want another speed rusher, so Johnny Gates is the best power rusher, late first. You know what though, how good are the speed rushers here? Late first, mid first, Stewart, late first for Baker, late first for Wolf, late first for Sims, so I would definitely prefer Gate. All right, I'm gonna trade this down really, really far. We're gonna trade down to like 32. I don't know if there's any team that can really afford that, so we probably won't trade straight to 32, but we'll see. Oh yeah, this was only the 3-pick era. This was awful. So we're definitely not trading straight down to 32 or anything. I think we're the last team that has 2 first-round picks. Okay, never mind. Trading down is really not great in this game, so we're just gonna stick and pick. I tried to trade down to 15 with the Bears and just take their first-round pick next year, and it was like barely halfway. So we're staying here, and we will go with Sharif Cosby. Only 5'9", but that doesn't matter here, so we'll take him. Normal dev. Unlucky. That's why I didn't want to stick and pick, but I had no choice. But now with our second first-round pick, oh, the power rusher's gone. No. Do I really want Cordell Sims? We don't need another speed guy. That's the only problem. Let's see. Is the center still here? He is. Okay, I think we'll go with Quentin Gillisley, just so this isn't like a reach or anything. Mid-first. Also normal dev. That sucks, but good value. He's ranked 14. Got him at 23. I do miss when it would tell you how good the player you just picked was. Ooh, and let's see. Delonte Rogers. Another mid-first round talent player. Not a position we necessarily need, but again, the positions we need aren't exactly super strong here. There is a receiver I want to take, but I'll take him next round. There is also Jonathan Stringer, who's an early first round talent, but he's already 23, and we really don't need a safety. With linebacker, Blake Cashman hasn't really developed yet, so we'll take Rogers. Finally a hidden dev, ranked 13 in the class, got him at 37. And let's see, last pick I'm gonna show, hopefully he's still here. He is Juan Witherspoon, late first round talent, taking him in the early third, projected to go early fourth, so technically early, but not early based on value. Another 5'9" player, but we'll take him. Normal dev, unsurprisingly, but ranked 23, got him at 69, nice. But here's a draft recap. I wish we got more dev traits than just one, but either way, we did very well. I mean, we got what, 4 first round talents, 1 early first, 2 mid first. I took every pick here. These were like good value picks, but they look horrible on paper. I guess the last one wasn't, but I just wanted a depth safety and he ended up being bad, so that's tough. But I mean, we did really well. Unfortunately, one of the best players in the class was Jonathan Stringer at a 77, no dev trait, but the linebacker we got was probably better because he did have a dev trait, so I'm fine with that. But he was good, clearly. Lots of good corners, and then 278 overall running backs. Those were the 2 best players. But either way, we obviously did very, very well. So let's get into year 3. Okay, here we are heading into year 3. Looking really good, up to an 83 overall. I'm gonna check in a second where that ranks. I wouldn't imagine that's super high, but probably pretty high. But I really like our defense. We were an 87 overall a second ago. I don't know why that dropped, but still an 84 is good. Really good secondary. Hopefully a good pass rush this year. We'll see. I mean, it didn't really change, but we'll find out. Still probably an issue. And we might have to change the playbooks after this year. We'll see how the offense does. Our offense should be good. I just still worry about our offensive line, even though, again, it should be good. I just don't think it will be. But let's see. So at an 83, we're still not up there necessarily. We're better than a lot of teams. The Lions are only an 80. We're better than the 49ers, Falcons, Eagles, Dolphins. Yeah, we're better than a decent amount of teams. Just some are like 4 overall better than us, or at least a couple. So we're kind of like right in the middle right now. I bet if we, counted everyone and ordered them in overall, I bet we're perfectly in the middle. It's definitely better than worst. We're climbing up, and I bet our team is much younger than most teams are currently. So let's get to the midseason point. And again, if this offense sucks, we're gonna change our playbook because it should be good. Okay, at the midseason, we are 5-3. Doing good. Now, we were doing well last year. We were 4-3, and we all know how that finished. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. It looks like Justin Fields is doing much better. 2,300 yards, 18 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. Ooh. Okay, we'll make Nyheim Hines the number 2 running back. Do any running backs do well in this game? Any of them? I like Hines as the receiving back. We're gonna bench him as the running back. Okay, there are running backs that do well. How do we get one of them? Because this ain't working. We'll see after the year. We might trade for one. We might have to. That's gonna be really expensive though. We'll see. And blocking, okay, Darisaw still sucks for some reason, but Becton's doing better. The blocking's better, finally. But we have some re-signings to worry about. Bless Austin, Gus Edwards, no. Blake Cashman, we kind of replaced him. Bryce Huff was good the first year as a backup, but this last year he was worse. This year he's doing all right, on pace for like 5 sacks or something. We'll see. He's really cheap though. We'll re-sign him just as a good, hopefully 3rd or 4th piece. Definitely not becoming the player he is in real life though. though, at least in terms of performance. And then everyone else is just mostly backups, so we really haven't had too many players to re-sign. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you have a bad team, but we're fixing it slowly but surely. So let's get to the end of the year once again, and I hope we can finally make the playoff. All right, well, here we are at the end of year number 3, and if you've seen one of these videos before, y'all know why we're here. If you haven't already, again, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe. I would very much appreciate it if you're enjoying so far. And again, if this hits just 2,000 likes, it'll let me know y'all want to see another one of these, and let me know down in the comments what game I should, throw back to and rebuild the worst team in, because I'm having a lot of fun doing these. It's not better than Madden 24, but it's fun to, spice it up in kind of the downtime waiting for Madden 25, which expect those videos soon. Once that game comes out, I'm gonna go hard. Expect a video every day once we get to Madden 25, so again, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But anyways, in year number 3, I keep wanting to say 4, I don't know why. In year 3, we finished 9-7, and we missed the playoffs. Will the pain ever end of being the Jets? So Justin Fields was insanely good. 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, but still a lot of interceptions with Teen. Nyheim Hines was horrible. I maybe should have, made Gus Edwards the number 1. I thought about it, but I was like, whatever. It'll be close enough anyways. Yeah, Nyheim Hines sucked. Big surprise. I mean, he shouldn't have, but he did. A good overall running back, doing horribly in Madden. Who would have guessed? But Michael Gallup, 1,300 yards and 11 touchdowns. He was insane. 888 yards and 8 touchdowns for Denzel Mims. David Njoku, 800 yards. Jacoby Myers, 800 yards. Christian Darrisaw with his best year so far, which is depressing because he still allowed 10 sacks. 8 for Pat Elflein, finally playing as bad as his overall is. Becton was, better than he has been. Miners was good. Gillisley was good. And then on defense, CJ Mosley, 115 tackles. TFL's 13 for Williams and 12 for John Franklin Myers. And sacks, still not great. 8 for Quinnen Williams, that's cool. 5.5 for John Franklin Myers, but 4.5 for Frankie Louvu. 3 for Bryce Huff. But interceptions, 4 for Delonte Rogers as a rookie. 2 for Mosley, Alexander, and Williams, and then 1 for a few players. I think 9-7 is about fair for this team. We don't have the best team on paper, but we are so close to being good. If we can just get a decent performing running back, we could be so good. But Lamar wins MVP. Justin Fields at number 3. Jacob Eason. I don't know why I said Eason at number 4 for the Colts. I don't know why they didn't just, add a quarterback, but whatever. Offensive Player of the Year also goes to Lamar. Justin Fields at 3. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Kenneth Murray. Love the realism there. Love the realism of this top 5. Again, still all off-ball linebackers. All the way down until Myles Garrett at number 8. That's no comment. CJ Mosley at number 10 again. And then we didn't have anyone up there for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but Defensive Rookie of the Year thankfully goes to Delonte Rogers. Sharif Cosby at number 3. We'll take it. I am disappointed we didn't get Superstar Dev for Justin Fields last year, but I guess he wasn't that good, but hopefully he gets it this year. And hopefully we get Superstar for Delonte Rogers too. We'll see. But let's get into yet another off season, and hopefully we can finally be a good team. I mean, we weren't horrible this year, but hopefully we can make the playoffs is what I'm trying to say. But let's see. I think we're gonna let pretty much everybody here go again. I mean, I guess we can re-sign like Tyler Bass, sure, just so I don't have to worry about another kicker. Why does it still say negotiate? Oh, don't think that's who I clicked on, but sure. Wait, it pulled up where's Colin Saunders? He's all the way back here. Also, Miles Brown is showing up twice. Okay, it's having a problem. Hold on. But I think we're good on everybody else. I saw the Seahawks lost another Super Bowl, so that makes me super happy. 32-28 Chiefs beat the Seahawks. Oh, and we do get an upgrade for Delonte Rogers. Wow, that was loud. I think I have the game muted for my game audio, or for the recording, but I'm going deaf. I don't know why I have my volume so high. But unfortunately, Delonte Rogers somehow didn't get Superstar Dev, winning Defensive Rookie of the Year and having a very, very good rookie year. Is it possible to get Superstar Dev? I don't know. But okay, it is possible to get Superstar. Justin Fields and Michael Gallup both got it, thankfully, as they deserve to. And Frankie Louvu got it? Why? What did he do? No, seriously, what did he do? He wasn't very good. In fact, he's been getting worse players every year. Why did he get superstar dev? Okay, sure. But let's get into free agency and we'll see what we want to do. We still need to sign a running back. It's just, can we find a running back that will actually play well? Ooh, maybe. Mecole Hardman is an 88 overall with superstar dev. Some of the players here that the game had become good, I guess makes sense at the time, but I wouldn't say current day Mecole Hardman should be an 88 superstar. We'll put it that way. Baker's a free agent again? He got signed to a 1-year deal? That's interesting. But okay, we're once again gonna go for a big free agent class. Go figure. So like I already showed Kareem Hunt, we're also gonna go for Mecole Hardman. I feel weird signing players that never really became that good in real life, but are really good here. But like, I mean, that's just, you know, what happens, you know? I'm sure if real life played out, you know, if we reset back to 2020 or something, I'm sure a lot of different players would be good right now. Maybe guys would have gotten hurt that didn't in real life, and it would have given someone an opportunity that never got an opportunity, or like someone wouldn't have gotten hurt and they would have became really good, or just stuff like that. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. But yeah, we're gonna get Mecole Hardman and make a really good 1-2 punch at receiver. We got our speed and then more of our possession-ish guy in Michael Gallup. We're also gonna go for a Sean Gary, finally getting a power rusher. Now, will he play well? Probably not, because he hasn't gained a dev trait yet, which is it's always scary to sign, you know, normal dev players that have probably gotten a lot of opportunity. Means they probably haven't been playing well, but we'll see. We're also gonna go for David Andrews. We'll either move him or Gillisley to guard, and then Trayvon Mullen actually became really good here and is still only 25 years old. So we'll try to sign these players. We should be able to get all of them, hopefully. So let's see. We do get all 5 of them, so that's huge. And we are now up to 87 overall. So I don't know what we're gonna do in the draft necessarily, but let's figure it out. But here in the draft, possibly the worst position to be in the NFL is like the best team that doesn't make the playoff. I mean, I guess it's worse to be a horrible team, but at least you get a really good draft pick. Here we're kind of, you know, right on the bubble of the playoffs, but we don't have a great pick to help with that. So really the only thing we can do is nail this pick. So let's see if that's what we can do. I see the Bengals didn't exactly nail their pick right before us, getting a 66 overall corner. Ooh, there's some good QBs left, or at least one, Jason Weston. But what do we want to do? Honestly, I haven't looked at this draft class at all. I just let the CPU handle it and auto scout, which isn't a great strategy, but I don't know that it makes too much of a difference. Well, there are a lot of good D tackles this year and a lot of good safeties. You know, we're gonna need a safety soon. Marcus May is regressing, so we could maybe use one, but I don't really see anyone super great. I don't know if I saw any early first round talents. I see a lot of, you know, mid and late firsts, but no early firsts. I would trade this down, but again, trade value in this game, not good. We could go with John Cooper, but like, I don't think he's an upgrade over what we have. Is there anyone we could get here that would start? Don't think so. So you know what? I'm gonna go with the safety. Probably normal dev, but I don't know how to avoid normal dev in this game. So let's go with Chris McCollum out of Auburn. Good combine, mid first round talent. Catching is one of his highest ratings, which is something. We'll take him. Normal dev. Big surprise. But good value. Ranked 11, got him at 18, so what can you really do? I just want to make the playoffs, man. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. But here we might go with Greg Harvin. Really good defensive tackle. We don't really need one, but we might in the future. I think Fadukasi's probably like 28 or something, so he'll start regressing. Probably normal dev, but we'll still take him. Oh my god. Ranked number 18, got him at 50, so that's really good value, but normal dev. Big surprise. Am I just getting unlucky, or does hidden dev not exist in this game? Also, what are the Bengals doing? A 61 overall in the 3rd round? I know players aren't as good in this game as they are if you use like strong draft classes in the newer games, but what are they doing? But you know, we could go with another defensive tackle if I really want to. I mean, it'd be worth it. They would never play, but I guess it would be technically good value. I don't know. I don't really see anyone else that I want. We could go with a receiver, I guess. All right, let's go with John Dixon. Late first round talent, so he's okay. We'll take him. 69 overall. You'd never believe this. Really hard to believe, but try to wrap your noodle around it. He has normal dev. I know that might be shocking. I myself almost had a heart attack at that realization, but yeah, normal dev. Stunning. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. Definitely not as good as last year, but you know, we had better picks last year. McCollum is good. I mean, these were all good value. Every single pick was very good value, like a round or two early, or not early, early, but the players were like a round or two better than where we got him, or at least, you know, for the first round pick. Rank 11, we got him at 18. I'm really tired. Words are not coming out right. Okay, my last pick was Sean Wembley here, who of course had hidden dev. The first pick I don't show. Somebody needs to turn the lights on in there. I can't see him. Is that a usual thing? I guess so. Why is it so dark? I mean, this one just isn't loading. Who cares? Certified EA moment. So I took Wembley as my last pick, right? The CPU decides, hey, you know what you need after you just took a corner is 2 more corners. Oh, you know what? I think I left them on my draft board. I think it did that, right? They should know how to, like, whatever. It's an old game. I'm not gonna yell at it too much. There are much worse problems in the newer ones. But yeah, we took a corner and the CPU was like, hey, you know what? You also took a safety, so let's take 2 more corners. Not like you need a backup quarterback or backup lineman. I guess it did take a lineman, but he was a 61 overall. I am losing my mind a little bit, not gonna lie. But all right, here's a look at the team heading into year 4. I think this is gonna be our second to last year because we already have this team pretty good. Up to an 85 overall. We of course dropped down a little bit. I don't know if we had much morale, so I don't know really why we dropped down, but whatever. Our offense has actually passed up our defense by quite a bit though. We have an 87 offense, 84 defense. I think to start this, we had like an 80 overall defense and a 72 offense or something like that. So yeah, we kind of flipped here, but both sides of the ball should be good. You know, we added another great receiver in Mecole Hardman. We got hopefully a good running back finally in Kareem Hunt. The O-line was good last year and we just made it even better, so can't wait to be worse. And then the defense, we finally got another pass rusher in Rashawn Gary. So hopefully he does better than Luvu and Huff have been doing. I mean, Luvu's been decent other than this last year, so hopefully he can go back to that. We'll see. But yeah, very good team on paper. I do want to see really quick where it ranks for overall. I always get nervous. I'm accidentally gonna like delete the league when I'm doing this, but whoa, the Saints are a 90 or an 88 overall. They have a 93 offense, but we're up there. The Rams are only a 79. You know, there are a few teams that are better than us, but really not many. The Colts and Chiefs have the same overall. The Bucks are an 88. Same with the Browns, but the Broncos are only a 79. There are only like 6 teams, I would guess, that are better than us. Maybe like 7. I don't know. So we should be a playoff team. Now this is the year we'll go 4-12 and miss the playoffs somehow. I don't know. Hopefully not. But let's get to the midseason. We'll see what our issues are. We'll see what our strengths are. Hopefully we can do well. Okay, we are worse than last year somehow. We are 4-3. Our coach is still invisible. I don't even know if I've seen Adam Gase there. I think he's been invisible almost the whole time, at least a few times. We have a haunted floating tablet, or is that a phone now? We got a ghost running the Jets. I mean, must have been what Sam Darnold was seeing. But what's the problem? Justin Fields is much worse than last year, just randomly. Kareem Hunt's doing well. Denzel Mims is our leading receiver. Oh, you know what? I forgot to reorder the depth chart. That's my bad. Hopefully that fixes things. And who is underperforming on the O-line? All of our good linemen are. Christian Darrisaw has allowed 7 sacks in 500 snaps. Quentin Gillisley has allowed 6 sacks guard in under 500 snaps. You deserve the guillotine. You deserve, like, no more happiness in your life. How does that happen? Like, I know that's happened multiple times here, but he should be good. Also, Quinn Miners sucks at right guard, too. He's on pace to allow 10 sacks, or like 9, at right guard. I love this game. It doesn't make me lose my hair or anything. I don't know. Also, Rashawn Gary has half a sack at an 87 overall. New offensive playbook time? Maybe. Well, let me rearrange our depth chart. I knew I was forgetting something. I was simming to the midseason and I was like, I feel like I didn't do something. It was the depth chart. Not that it should matter that much, because it's not like any of these other teams set up their depth chart this way. I just like to make, you know, our number 1 receiver the slot receiver. I like to, you know, make the edge rushers actual edge rushers instead of defensive linemen, EA. But Rashawn Gary was already the number 1 rush right end, so that's just a skill issue. I don't know. Most things were already fine. I guess we're just kind of underperforming. Go figure. We'll see if that fixes anything. Should we switch Gillisley and, like, I don't know, Becton? How we feeling about Mekhi Becton at guard? I mean, he's a little tall, but I guess he has the weight. I'm gonna be really upset when he allows 40 sacks, breaks the all-time sacks allowed record. He does go up in overall, but it's not like that actually matters. And I don't know what else to change, so again, if we miss the playoffs this year, I'm nuking the team, changing both playbooks. But we also have some re-signings here. Quinnen Williams, so the team is also gonna get expensive and bad. 5 years, almost said 94 mil. Well, it is 98 8 mil. I was just reading his overall, though. He takes it. I wouldn't re-sign, personally. David Andrews, we'll wait, because if I re-sign him, he's just going to stop existing and probably allow 10 sacks the rest of the year. Mosley, we'll wait till he regresses, too. Frankie Louvu's been horrible, at least these last couple years. Yeah, we're probably good on everybody else here. So let's get to the end of the year. Again, if we miss the playoffs, I'm not going to be a very happy camp. Don't know if I've ever used that term before. I probably have on the channel. I say some weird things on the channel that I would never say in real life. You guys really get the worst of me. Okay, in year number 4, we finally make the playoffs, going 9-7. Not as good as we should have been, especially now up to an 88 overall. At least we made the playoffs. Did 3 teams in our division make the playoffs? We were number 3 in the division and we still made them. Let's check out our season stats though. Justin Fields, 4,400 yards, 34 touchdowns. Still, the interceptions are really high, but you know, he's doing well, up to an 85, of course, with Superstar Dev. Kareem Hunt, almost 900 yards, which isn't amazing, obviously, but only on 193 carries, 4.6 per carry, 13 touchdowns. Really good year for the amount of carries he got. But 1,100 yards for Gallup, 9 touchdowns, 1,000 yards for Denzel Mims. I didn't think he would be our number 2 receiver, but I guess it worked. And then about 950 yards, 7 touchdowns for Hardman, even over 860 yards for Njoku. Only 2 touchdowns, but really good receiving numbers. We're very pass heavy, and I kind of don't know if we should be. I mean, we have good running backs, at least good overall running backs, and Justin Fields at quarterback, who only has 3.9 yards per carry. I don't know. Doesn't he have like the most rushing yards in a season ever? Also, holy shit, dude. Christian Darasoff. What is... I wouldn't be so upset about this if this wasn't still an issue in the newer games. He allowed 17 sacks and an 87 overall. Oh, you know what it is? We don't have his right school. Where was Christian Darasoff from? Was he like Virginia Tech? Where the hell was he from? I should know this. He's one of the best linemen. When players go to the NFL, it like zaps my memory of what college they were, at least for some of them. Yeah, it was Virginia Tech. Okay, I knew that. And Quentin Gillisley deserves to be put down. Both of these two do. But Mekhi Becton was really, really good, honestly, which I never thought he would be after that first year. Quinn Miners was good. Well, he was good in the second half of the year. He didn't allow another sack. And then David Andrews was solid. But CJ Mosley, 125 tackles. TFL's 15 for Quinnen Williams, 11 for John Franklin Myers. Sacks. I don't even want to think about what happened here because it just makes me unhappy, and I don't like being unhappy. So should we just skip over this? I think we will. But interceptions, 2 for Louvu, Williams, Cosby, and Hall, and then 1 for a few players. What were our yardage totals and point totals? Because we had the second best defense for yards. What were we good at? I guess we got interceptions, but like, I don't know. Still, our offense was bad though. I still might change the offensive playbook to be a little more run heavy, especially because we struggled so much in pass protection, even though we shouldn't have. But we had a good amount of picks. I thought we would be closer to the top. Chiefs only had 4 on the year. It's like when the Raiders had 0, or I think they had 0 through like week. Maybe they got one finally, but it was like 2018 or something. It was when they had like Navarro Bowman for a year, way past his prime. I don't know. Where were we for points per game on offense? You know, honestly, almost top 10. What were we? We were 14th. Our offense should be better than that. We're gonna change it. Also, why were the Jets so pass heavy at this time? Were they actually this pass heavy in real life? I mean, maybe, because they didn't have any running backs, but I don't know. Either way, we're in the playoffs. Should we change the playbooks now or wait? We're not gonna change the defensive playbook, obviously, but what should we go for offense? What's a good run heavy offense here? I have no recollection of what, you know, good playbooks were in Madden 21. Who had the most rush yards? Raiders? They still had a decent amount of passing yards though. That's probably carried by them having Josh Jacobs, but it looks like they put up good points per game. We'll try the Raiders offensive playbook. Probably a massive mistake. That's who we're gonna be playing this week, but all right. This offensive line is so weird, but let's see. We have some upgrades. Ooh, huge. Chad McAllister, a 70 overall defensive end. But let's see if we can beat the Raiders in Las Vegas. My guess is no, but we do. Oh, we absolutely just wiped the floor with them. 42-13. You know what? We deserve it. I'm happy. Maybe that was the move. Maybe the Raiders playbook is the move. Ooh, Justin Fields might get a breakout here, might get X Factor. Now it's going to be very hard. That was very loud for me. But 350 total yards or... Oh no, it's not or. You have to get 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, and a win. Not going to happen. But we have some upgrades. Paulson Adebo, also huge. Can we beat the Bills, our division rival? We do. 38-31. Was the offensive playbook just our issue? Oh no, okay. He doesn't get X Factor. I don't think I've ever seen that message before. I mean, I just don't remember it because I haven't played this game in a long time. Actually, that's not true. I've very recently played this when I did a throwback rebuild. But, ooh, we do finally get an actual important upgrade. Quinnen Williams up to a 95 now. But we are going to be taking on the Cleveland Browns here. Now Super Bowl winner Cleveland Browns, I think. Yeah, they beat the Seahawks 28-0, right? So I don't know how this is going to go. What's their overall? They're a 90. Okay, I can't complain too much if we lose. So let's see what happens. Can we move on to our first Super Bowl of the rebuild? We do. We beat the Browns 34-28. And we get some upgrades. Justin Fields, Marcus Williams. That's huge. So hey, we'll jump in and watch this simulate. We get, well, I would hope we get AFC Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week. Well, I guess that's not guaranteed. We had to play another AFC team, but still. But we are going to be taking on the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl. Both of us are 9-7. I love 9-7 teams in the Super Bowl. It happens every year in Madden, but this is the not necessarily pre-Aaron Rodgers Bowl, because, you know, they had him for the 2023 season, but they just, I guess, never got him here, obviously. Is he still with the Packers? He is. He's regressing a little bit. They also still have Devontae Adams, but in typical Packers fashion, he's their only receiver. This is mostly just, you know, the Packers from a few years ago. They also have Sam Cosmi, though. Chauncey Golston. Whoa. Kenny Clark is a 97 here. They have Reuben Foster. That's interesting. Their corners aren't great. That's an interesting team. I have no idea what their overall is. Probably better than ours, though. They have two 99s, a 98 and a 97. But let's jump in against the Packers, and we will see if we can take them down. But here we go in Super Bowl probably 59, maybe 58. I don't know. I didn't look, actually. Of course, against the Green Bay Packers, which, by the way, we are an 88 to their 82, but this should be a good one. The Aaron Rodgers Bowl that isn't actually the Aaron Rodgers Bowl, but would be in real life, I guess could happen in real life this year. I mean, these are two teams with a lot of hopes. I think I'm higher on the Packers than most people are. I think they could be really good. I think Jordan Love is very overhated. I do think he is like one of the best quarterbacks. You know, I think they do have Jordan Love here. I wonder if he'll eventually start for them. We'll see. But let's simulate this game out, and we will see if we can win a Super Bowl against the Packers. Okay, well, that's a rough start. They score to make it 7-0. It looks like we do stop them, but they the lead 14-0. We do finally get a touchdown. We make it 14-10, but they get a touchdown. They get another one. We get a field goal, but that is way too little too late. They are up 35-13 despite being an 86 to our 88 overall. Oh my God. Defense? Hello? We allow probably the most points ever in a Super Bowl with an 88 overall defense. I love this game. No issues. Nothing wrong with it. But let's forget that ever happened. What kind of re-signings do we have to worry about? David Andrews ended up being good. We'll re-sign him for another one-year deal. He doesn't take it. Cool. The tag isn't too expensive. We'll see. Luvu, no. But also, he was our best edge rusher, which is depressing because he only had 5 sacks. We'll re-sign him. 3 years, something. Sure. He re-signs. Kirk Cousins has regressed down to an 82. Or, no, not an 82, a 62. Well, I would say he's about an 82 in real life. But Denzel Mims, he was good this year. Somehow didn't get star dev, but he isn't very expensive. We'll re-sign him. CJ Mosley, we'll also re-sign. He's really cheap, but hopefully we can sign a better linebacker. Never mind, he doesn't re-sign. Okay. So we're going to be saying goodbye to a lot of players here, which may be for the best if we're getting beat 59-27 by a team that is worse in overall than us. Is our defense a problem? We didn't allow many yards this year. That's the only thing, but I don't know, man. Our pass rush has been so non-existent. It is unbelievable. But in free agency, it's interesting. Some of the top free agents are Jonathan Taylor. Sure, that's fine. But Isaiah Simmons really worked out here. Tyler Boyd, I think in real life took a 1 year, probably $5 million deal. I would say he's about a 75, 76 overall at this point. I think that's what I have him in my custom rosters. But here he's an 88. I feel like they didn't give receivers enough regression and they gave quarterbacks too much. What was their thinking? Playing this game does make me appreciate that, regression sliders are. But let's see. I'll sign some players and we'll see what we want to do. Okay, for this final free agent class, big surprise, we're going big again. We're gonna go for Isaiah Simmons. Again, I feel weird signing players that weren't good by this point, which is most of the players here. Isaiah Simmons, backup linebacker for the Giants. I still think he should just be a safety, and I think he would be really good if a team played him at safety. One of my biggest pet peeves, why can I not say that? Pet peeves for football is teams playing players where they clearly are not at their best. Isaiah Simmons is one of those at linebacker because he's horrible in run defense, but if you put him at safe, that mitigates it at least a little bit. I don't know, whatever. I'm all over the place in this rebuild. I'm rambling way too much. Jayon Brown also fell off, but he would be a massive upgrade at linebacker. Corey Linsley, we don't have a center, so we'll try to bring him him in, and then Tim Settle. I wish we could get someone better there, but he's kind of like the best option, so gotta do what we gotta do. I guess that isn't really the right saying there. I guess it kind of is. Whatever. Let's see who signs. Okay, I think we did get everyone. We are now up to a 91 overall. If we do not win the Super Bowl this year, there will be some choice words said in this video. Maybe. Oh, and that's weird. Sean Wembley has superstar dev. I guess that's kind of cool. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. He's never gonna play. But let's get to the final draft of this rebuild. No idea what we're gonna do. We could trade it for a player, but we don't really have the cap space to do that unless we trade for someone on their rookie deal, which we could do. We'll see. Oh, and you know what? I'm gonna cut Marcus May just in case we do trade for a player. Okay, that might be what we do actually, because I am still terrified of this pass rush. If anything's gonna ruin this season, it is that easily. Okay, we are gonna be trading our first round pick, which is of course 31, and a fourth round pick for DeMarcus Lawrence, not Dexter Lawrence. I don't know if Dexter Lawrence ever became good here. I don't see him anywhere. Yeah, this is a massive trade if you've ever played Madden. For some reason, DeMarcus Lawrence is like one of the best pass rushers in the game. Like, he's a good player in real life, but he plays at like the, you know, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Micah Parsons level in Madden for whatever reason. He honestly plays better than they do. I think he had almost the most sacks this year. Aaron Donald had 18, but he's not an edge rusher. I don't know if Aaron Donald ever had that many sacks in a year. Maybe. As an edge rusher, DeMarcus Lawrence did have the most sacks. That's crazy. So I can't wait for him to get 5 with us, but I mean, even if he does, that's almost an upgrade. So we'll see. That was a necessary move. I just really hope it pays off. That's really all I can do is hope. So I think I'm only going to show like one pick for this draft just because, you know, it doesn't really impact the team much, but we'll try to make it a good one pick. Christian Darrisaw's 5th-year option for some reason. I shouldn't have. He was horrendous, but whatever. But in the draft, of course, no pick until almost the 3rd round. I don't know what I want to do here, even just for this one pick. Let me see. Is there like a 1st-round talent by chance still available? There's a corner, but we have so many corners. Defensive tackle, again. We have so many D linemen. Sam Ross, first. Is there anything we remotely need that is a 1st-round talent? No. So, what kind of 1st-round talent is Beckham? Late 1st. Okay. I don't know. We maybe need a linebacker. Sure. Normal dev, big surprise. But ranked 21, got him at 63. We'll take it. But okay, here's how we did in the draft. It was decent. You know, no 1st-round pick, so it looks horrible, but it was actually good because, you know, 1st-round talent. Derek Freeman wasn't a great pick, but we only had 2 tight ends, so I just picked depth. My last pick was Levi Bolden, so I don't know why I'm spending time on this draft even. It was boring. I do want to see if there were any really good players, though. I haven't seen an 80 overall player in the drafts yet, and I don't think I will because, ooh, Alex Gilchrist. Okay, well, does everyone just have normal dev in this game? Is that just the thing? Galloway has it at he has hidden at running back. Joe Jones has normal. Taekwon Cash has hidden. So it looks like it's less players than Madden 24 that have hidden dev. I don't know how I feel about that. But either way, good draft, and let's get into the final season. All right, here we are heading into the final year here. Up to an 89 overall team. Again, we'll have to check where that ranks in the league, but it should be pretty high, I would hope. Maybe not the best, because we have seen some 90 overall teams, but to turn this from the worst roster in the league to close to the best on paper, I would say we're pretty successful. I would add even more, but we are completely broke, so I can't really do that. But our pass rush should be good. Now, will it be good is a different question, but it should be good. Our safeties are insane. Our whole secondary in general is insane. Our D-line is very good, mostly carried by Quinnen Williams. Our linebackers are really good. Our O-line is really good on paper. Can't wait for Christian Darrisaw to allow 15 sacks. I mean, 15 sacks is an undersell. He allowed, what, 17 last year? Everything, we have all the boxes checked is a good way to put it. Everything should be good. Now, it never goes that way in Madden for some reason, but everything should be good. Now, let's see. Again, I doubt we're the best team in terms of overall, but probably close to it. The Saints are tied with us at an 89, and the Chiefs are also an 89. The Bucks are an 88, so we are tied for the best overall team in the league. Now, we're not going to play like it, unfortunately, but hopefully we do well, which I'm also not 100% sure of, but I'm hopeful, all right? I mean, we're like almost 10 overall better than some teams. We are 10 overall better than the Rams, so we'll see if we play them. If we do, then I'll be sure to be hateful if we lose that game. Believe me. The Eagles are also only a 79. I don't know what happened to them, but I'll go to the midseason myself, but let's get to the end of the year, and we will see if we can make the playoffs with what is tied for the best roster player in the league. And if we're doing bad, I'll change everything at the midseason, or at least whatever's struggling. Okay, here we are at the end of year number 4, or year 5. And you know what? I've been forgetting to do this for I don't even know how long, so I'm finally gonna remember. So question of the day. Let me know this down in the comments. I have an interesting one today. I was just looking at my phone. I saw Tua got an extension. I'm sure I know what the answer to this is gonna be, but let's see. It was 4 years, 212 mil, 53.1 per year. Let me know down in the comments what you think of that deal. Do you think that was an overpay? I mean, as a Tua defender, I think, yeah, kinda. I don't think it was a horrible overpay, because in like 3 years, that's gonna not be that bad of a deal. But let me know it down in the comments if you think that was a horrible deal, a whatever deal, or a good deal. I think it was fine-ish. Of course, everyone hates it, but I just like Tua more than other people do, I guess. I don't know. I think he's fine. But yeah, let me know that down in the comments. But finally, you might notice that we switched the tackles around. You know, in a shocking turn of events, Christian Darrisaw was horrible again. He's on pace to break some kind of sacks allowed record. He had allowed 8 by the midseason at left tackle, so I was like, nope, we're not doing that. I moved him to right tackle. He was better there, but it is a slightly easier position, of course. This game, man. In the final year, we finished 10-6. We'll take it. We should have been somewhere around like 13-3 at least, being one of the best teams in the league, but you know, we all knew that wasn't going to happen because simulation is brain dead. But Justin Fields, 3,700 yards, 37 touchdowns, only 13 picks. Less passing yards, but this was probably his best year so far. Kareem Hunt, 1,200 yards, 5.2 per carry. I mean, this is the 2024 season, the upcoming year. In real life, Kareem Hunt isn't even on a team. I don't think, is he? I thought I saw something about a visit recently with him, but I don't think he's on a team, at least not right now. But David Njoku was our leading receiver. I don't really know why, but 950 yards, 6 touchdowns, only 800 yards. 800 yards, that word didn't fully come out. For Michael Gallup, but 12 touchdowns, only 678 for Mecole Hardman, but 11 touchdowns. Interesting. Wait, how many rushing yards did Justin Fields have? Oh, okay, the one problem is I wish Justin Fields has gotten more rushing yards, or would have gotten. He's not very fast here. Whatever kind of roster I downloaded didn't have the best player ratings, or not roster, but draft class. So some things were a little weird, but whatever. Ratings don't really matter in simulation. They don't do anything. But for blocking, Gillislee was okay at left tackle. He had only allowed like 1 sack at the midseason, so he allowed 7 in the second half of the year, which is, I guess, better than Darrisaw did. Quinn Miners was awful for some reason, but Lindsley and Becton were good. Becton was really good. And then Jayon Brown, 112 tackles of the team. TFL's 8 for John Franklin Myers. Really not many. And sacks, finally. 13 for Quinnen Williams. DeMarcus Lawrence was considerably worse than last year, but that always happens. At least he was good. 11.5 sacks, only 5 for Rashawn Gary. And interceptions, 3 for Jayon Brown, 2 for Isaiah Simmons, and then 1 for a couple players. Not many picks. I've said this every time I've played an older game. The more I play these games makes me appreciate Madden 24 a little more. The simulation still sucks, but here there is literally zero logic to it. Cam Newton, at 36 years old, however old he is, wins MVP with, he doesn't have a shoulder left. The big strength with Cam Newton was his arm strength, and his shoulder's been hurt too many times. He doesn't have that anymore. So why the hell would he be good? He wins MVP here. God. Also, Jacob Eason up here. What are we doing? Also, Justin Fields wasn't up here at all. I know he had less yards, but whatever. Yards are overrated. I mean, depends. Kyle Trask is the Titans starter. That's, I guess that, you know, maybe he'll be a starter someday. I don't know. Myles Garrett, finally we get a pass rusher winning Defensive Player of the Year. Jayon Brown at 2. And then, oh, we actually do have a rookie up here. Derek Freeman. I definitely know who that is. And nobody up here for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I saw someone with the last name Cummings. That's awesome. But we are going to be losing in the wild card here to the Bengals. I'm such a positive person. This game doesn't make me a worse person. Why would it? We have a lot of coach XP that I've been neglecting for some reason. At this point, it doesn't really mean anything. I guess we'll just go like D-line training boost. Sure. Fix our defense and some other stuff. Sure. Not going to matter because we only have 1 game left, but let's see what happens here against the Bengals, who are an 84 overall. They have Baker Mayfield here. It's going to hurt when we lose this game. We are 7 overall better. We should smoke them. Okay, we do win. It was close, but we do win 24-21. No upgrades, nothing. The playoffs are definitely not a lot of really good teams in real life. I mean, some of these teams are good in real life, but others definitely aren't. But let's see. What are the Patriots in terms of overall? They're an 82. Also, they have Zach Pascal at X Factor. What? They still have Chase Winovich here, who was like okay for a year. I thought he was overrated. underrated. People just always like the white long hair players. I don't know. But Zach Pascal, 87 overall with X Factor. That is a certified EA moment. They also have Preston Williams and Terrace Marshall. A whole 0 of these players are actually good in real life currently. That's awesome. I mean, I know that is kind of, you know, what happens here, but it's not like these players haven't really gotten other opportunities. They just haven't been good. This would be like, I think a UFL team would beat this team in real life. They do not have like a single currently good player other than Kyle Duggar and I guess Jonathan Taylor, and Ed Oliver's like decent, but he isn't this good. This team is maybe the worst team I've ever seen if you put it in actual current real life. This is horrific to look at. I guess the same could maybe be said about our team too. Yeah, it actually could. We don't really have any current good players here other than like David Njoku, Christian Derisaw, Quinn Miners. I guess that's already more than the Patriots have. And you know, we have some current good real life players like Jair Alexander, Marcus Williams, or Sean Gary, DeMarcus Lawrence, John Franklin Myers is decent, Quinnen Williams obviously. Like, we have some good current players. That's, if we lose this game, which we possibly will, we are 9 overall better than them. We do win. 28-10, or is that a 6? I'm blind. Yeah, I think that's a 6. 26-10. We are going to be taking on the Cleveland Browns in the conference championship. They have Alex Anzalone at an X Factor, Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb. That makes sense. And no way, a 9-7 team versus a 10-6 team in the conference championship. Who would have guessed? But another game we should win. Let's see if we can move on to our second Super Bowl of this rebuild. We do. Okay, I was fully expecting to lose that. We get an upgrade for Justin Fields, but you know what? I wasn't gonna jump in here, but we'll watch this simulate. We're gonna take on the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, who are one of the highest overall teams here. Like, this is the, maybe not the 2 highest overall teams, but maybe like 2 of the 4 or 5 highest overall teams in the league. So, hey, realistic Super Bowl based on roster talent? I don't know if I've ever seen that. I mean, the playoffs get a little more overall based, it seems like. That's why you kind of end up with 9-7 teams in the Super Bowl. I mean, maybe that's part of the reason. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Maybe I take that back, because I've seen some like 82 overall 9-7 teams in the Super Bowl. But whatever. I'm just yapping way too much. Let's watch this simulate. And can we win our first Super Bowl of the rebuild in the last game of the rebuild? Let's simulate to the end of this game. Let's see what happens. We score first, thankfully. The Buccaneers tie us, though. We are driving and do not score, but same happened with them. It looks like Carlton Davis got a pick, and they score back-to-back within a millisecond. They're up 21-14. We're driving, and we do tie it in the third quarter. They drive and do not score. It looks like same for us. They're driving, don't score. We're driving. We do get a touchdown, and that is going to be the end of the game. In the final seconds, we close it out. We score and get the win, and what a way to finish off this rebuild. So we achieved our goal of making this the best team in the league, best on paper, I'm assuming, and we win the Super Bowl. We make the Buccaneers quarterback sad, whoever that is. He deserves it for wearing those sleeves. Y'all know I hate those. It looks like Justin Fields wins MVP despite throwing 2 picks. Definitely no quarterback bias there or anything, but what a way to finish off this rebuild.